I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the big things that a lot of people are curious and excited about when it comes to Star Wars Episode 9 is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to treat the character of Luke Skywalker in this movie. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's great about the character of Luke is that J.J. Abrams will be taking the character in a totally new direction in comparison to how he was used in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. Now, that's one thing that's honestly keeping a lot of people on edge right now on whether or not J.J. Abrams will be able to do something incredible with the character of Luke or not. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Luke Skywalker and his love interest, which is most likely his wife in Episode 9. Now, one of the descriptions has all to do with Luke Skywalker on a desert world that appears to be Tatooine, with the binary sunset shown in the distance. A rear shot of a younger Luke Skywalker in a black outfit, somewhat similar to the one seen in Return of the Jedi. He has his arm wrapped around a woman's shoulder in a white outfit. The woman has long brown hair, similar to Leia's style in Return of the Jedi. She is around the same height as Luke. The next goes over the two with their faces revealed. Luke still has a beard similar to how it appeared on Portrayed, however appears to be young. The woman who is an obvious love interest of Luke Skywalker has a face similar to a young Catherine Zeta-Jones. Her arms are crossed with a smile on her face. The last goes over the two turning around and walking toward a hut until it fades to a sequence of Luke looking now far older, talking to Rey in a cave of some kind. He holds a slight blue hue, indicating he is a Force ghost. So let me get into this for, a little bit here, because this is honestly really raising my interest when it comes to the character of Luke in Episode 9. Now, I believe that this is either the form of a flashback or a sequence in which a Force ghost of Luke Skywalker is talking to Rey about the life that he could have had prior to the events of The Force Awakens. Now, looking at all of this, I believe that this is going to be expanded from The Last Jedi novelization. In case you guys did not know, in the very beginning of The Last Jedi novelization, you do have a sequence where Luke Skywalker is imagining the life that he never had. His time with a woman, having a wife, a family, everything on Tatooine. So it's still not clear on whether or not that sequence in the novel was just his dream itself, or if it was an actual reality. If J.J. Abrams really wanted to, he could make this a reality where J.J. Abrams, could basically, incorporate an idea of where Luke Skywalker once had a wife and kids at some point in time, and that could be the huge reveal to come for the character of Luke in Episode 9. Since we do know that a huge revelation is on the way for the character of Skywalker, I honestly believe that this would fit the bill. It certainly would. I think that it would really kind of just surprise a lot of fans, letting us know that Luke once had a family, or maybe even still has a family for all we know. So Tatooine, making an appearance also makes sense. We've been hearing about the sequel trilogy, I believe it was like a year ago or so, that Episode 9 will bring a return of some of the original planets from the first three movies. That, of course, being Tatooine and Endor are the top two picks here. Now, I believe that Tatooine is going to be used in the form of a flashback in this scenario. Now, let's talk about this woman quick. Now, she's in this white outfit. It's described that her face is very similar to a young Catherine Zeta-Jones. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I believe it's going to be the same exact individual that is described in The Last Jedi novelization. And in case you guys haven't read the beginning of the novel, it is an interesting piece because you do dig deeper into the mind of Luke Skywalker a little bit more. So, with that being said, the fact that here he's actually talking to Rey in the form of a Force ghost. He's a Force ghost talking to Rey at the end of the sequence. Tells us immediately that this is indeed a flashback, or Luke talking to Rey and telling her about the life that he could have had, or the life that he wanted. and using that as a lesson, if you will, or a way to connect with Rey and kind of just, share stories with each other. I don't know. But I believe that this is a visual representation of what Luke Skywalker did in the past, or what he could have had before the events of The Force Awakens. Now, what do you guys think about Luke Skywalker? Does he deserve to have a wife in the Disney era of Star Wars movies, or is it better off that he actually goes the regular Jedi way without getting involved with love or marriage or anything of those lines, having a love interest? I honestly feel that Luke Skywalker should have had a wife in the sequel trilogy. It would have made things feel more true to the character and more true to the EU version of Luke. And yes, I know that some people out there are like, well, the EU version of Luke, you don't necessarily have to follow that route in the movies. But I just feel that Luke Skywalker, the fact that he ironically had an interest in his sister before he knew, that was his sister. He's obviously interested in the opposite sex, and you would imagine that he would actually embrace that in, his life at some point in time. So that's the only thing that I feel is a little out of place in the sequels. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.